Last time, during Dungeons on Third, the party infiltrated Thaddeus's grand speech where every year he commemorates the death of Alana and retells Sam's fall from grace. One by one, they all took position throughout either the crowd, the guards' ranks, or disguised as royals up front and waited, just patiently looking out for Sam's sign. Which not long after that very thing happened as Sam threw back his cloak, unveiling a bright, radiant purple light, letting his presence be known to everyone as all eyes were locked on him, leaving a couple of the party members a chance to either advance, take guard, get a surprise hit in as Sam gave the signal and Komori launched a volley of eldritch blasts towards Thaddeus's wife, after which chaos ensued as spells went back and forth and the sparks of fists and blades and armor colliding. The party seized their chance to finally apprehend and bind Thaddeus, giving Sun the chance to approach and take advantage of several key pressure points to take away his ability to lie, while everyone else gathered, the townsfolk, the royals, the guards, so they all can bear witness to hopefully clear Sam's name. Thaddeus knelt there refusing to answer until Sylvis had a pretty great idea. Flanking off, came back disguised as Gauthian, convincing Thaddeus that this was Gauthian, and then after that confirmed that he was working for him and that he is part of some other people that are apparently working with Gauthian. He was somehow tied to a being called Orcus. And then after getting enough info, Sylvis's form dropped and he smiled as Thaddeus's eyes went wide, realizing what he had just done, tried to stand up and flee as Sam waited behind him the whole time. And as he gave him one last look in his eyes, Sam's scythe cleaved clean through the air, and in one motion, the torso and head fell in separate directions, where a sickly green gas began to leak out and rise, beginning to look for a direction to flee, it seemed. And then a radiant light rose up from Sam to follow it and then ensnare it in this orb as a crack of lightning came through the window again, destroying the gas inside, destroying Thaddeus's soul, causing that light to shatter into millions of golden sparks that began to rain down upon Sam, eventually forming into the image of his late wife, Alana, who bestowed upon him one last kiss for everyone to see before vanishing. And then as all grew quiet, the party looked back and forth, this sense of relief hitting them as the immediate threat was gone, and then halted after they looked up and saw all the townsfolk, the royals, the guards that are standing there bewildered and trying to process what the hell just happened. And then with that, we dive back in. So, Hand of Revenge. What do you want to do?
First, I'm going to go grab the javelin that I threw.
You're going to walk up the corridor, walk over to Elijah's corpse, and yank it out of the ribcage as the body yanks off the ground just a few inches, and the javelin slides out. There's a weird texture you feel radiate through it, but yeah, you got it out.
Gross.
I'm gonna send.
I just reshorten my staff and I'm like, ain't that big a deal.
It's just got all our guts on it. I just started like wiping it off.
Yeah, I definitely wiped the side of his face that I fucking crushed off.
I'll walk over to Benson.
So he hops up out of the hole in the throne. Gave quite a distraction. I could run off back here like nothing. But welcome home.
Thanks. Sorry, it's kind of hard to trust you. I mean,
yeah, we haven't really had a formal introduction yet. Long story short, my dad's a dick.
Got that.
I wound up helping your druid friend with some of my orphan allies. Got him out of a quick bind.
Alright. Yeah. Is this true, Silvis?
Yeah.
You're not the only one that doesn't really trust me.
Is that when you got arrested?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You put on quite the show, though. Bravo for that. Did you know he could make a giant scorpion?
Diggory?
Yeah.
You did tell us about Bigger Digger.
Diggory is...
Bigger diggery.
Yeah.
Clever term. But anyway, I've been somewhat helping keep what bits of the outer gate I could together with some trust towards the throne, though me being my father, his sins carried down to me and made it very hard, so the only ones I could really recruit were those of a younger generation that didn't really understand the turmoil within the kingdom.
So, What is this behind us? Is this the catacombs, I presume?
This is my father's secret entrance to it. The primary entrance is at the gardens, though.
I knew it.
Though that one's being guarded. I'm not sure by what, but the last time I tried to go down there, I heard very shallow, deep breathing from a large pit that you gotta shimmy around the edge. So I kind of backed out of there. But if my memory serves correct, this takes us around that. It takes us through several rooms that my father knew the pattern to, but after some trickery, it should lead into the Valley of the Kings. As you guys are having this talk, you hear a bunch of chamberings start to build to a crescendo behind you, as the dozens of townsfolk, royal families, those in the inner, the outer gates, all begin to flood in. Okay, would someone like to explain what the hell is happening here? Yeah, that's a lot that just happened. We need some explanations. Oh my god, Thaddeus is dead! Did you all just see what happened? They're murdered! And this all just starts building
I feel like we just start walking.
as you all start
Hold on.
taking the center.
I gotta grab my boat.
Walk towards the center of them, and then Fey Presence, which is a 10-foot radius, just to make most of them calm down.
And, okay, as you do that, you hear a whirling of chains start to build. As walking up from the side, you see a very large Goliath of a man with a dirtied pirate's trench coat start walking out with a large meat hook on a chain and slams it directly into the ground.
You royal pompous asses. Quiet down and listen. Your new king stands before you. Samuel, give the people what they want.
SD kind of leans in. But you should probably tones it down just a bit.
I mean, I guess it was fitting. So, my good people, I don't think I'm really fit to lead.
You got that damn right.
Okay, you
As
know what?
one of the Earharts speak up. Those you knew were loyal to Thaddeus. And you immediately see all the heirs.
I'm gonna
lean
just
over
gesture to
him.
them to come to me.
All
Like,
the heirs?
yeah, I'm gonna wave them up.
Alright. You watch as now a lot older than you last recall. Probably in his early 60s now. Thinning hair that's parted back. A lot of speckled gray with some blacks and whites, but his face is coated with spots and wrinkles, but walks up to you.
The shining light that Timothy never got to see.
Welcome back, Samuel.
Thank you,
As
sir.
Grayson greets
Grace.
you with a hug.
How you doing, sir? Seems like you've had a rough go since I've been gone.
Nowhere near as rough as you've had it.
You got that right, but we're not comparing
Just so
stories.
you know, I never believed the tales. I tried where I could, but
I always knew I could trust you. So, do you think your family could rule this kingdom while I'm gone? With the help of
I've
Benson?
actually had ideas for that. I believe we are too far. As he starts to turn away from you and start talking to the people now, and also to you. I believe we have all seen what happens when families control the masses. One of them gains power and the rest have empty debates and legislation that bounces off walls to never be heard again. I say it's time for the people to have their turn. We will oversee the paperwork, as you could say. But the ideas and how you see fit to lead yourselves, I think it's time we listen. A lot of these families, as he shoots a glare over towards the Earharts,
I'm gonna point at them. I'm literally singling them out.
Oh,
have
you're not.
No.
Okay, I was
No,
like,
this is a
Yeah.
one finger point, not a finger gun.
as everyone, the father, the mother, the kids, the cousins, that are all well dressed, all blonde and tan and proper, all begin to give you a glare and a scowl, and they all look away as you see a bunch of citizens slowly start raising rotten food and the old spoils that they were served, and they look over to you. And
No.
you kind of wave them no.
I
and
give
they
him a
slowly
thumbs
bring it
down. No, I give him. Don't just no, don't.
They have taken advantage of these poor folk and have such tarnished our trust. It's something we will take generations to rebuild, but today we can start. With Benson here to aid us, I'm sure that will help, but our time to rule has come to an end. Do you agree, Samuel?
Yes.
As you hear some more folks begin to chime up. Wait. This man's been gone for 7 years, and he just walks in here and thinks he can pass judgment and rule again.
Did you not?
And you
just-
hear some more citizens start to slowly chime up. And he's like, yeah, he's kind of got a point. And then more try to shush them, but then they keep. There's this back and forth now with the crowd that begins to build.
Not a good idea to let the people who were just willingly throwing rocks at a fucking homeless drunkard decide things for themselves.
And
They
you
all
watch
seem
a
to be
couple of
pretty
them get this look of guilt and shame as they quiet down.
Very true.
Oh no, I'm talking like low to him. It's
Okay.
like
That is very
I
true.
can bring that up if you'd like, but
There has to be.
it's dumb as fuck. There's somebody has to run this. There's no letting these people decide anything for themselves. Because one dumb one will poke up. like
Let's do
one.
this.
I do value the input.
For
And I
now,
agree, I've seen that myself.
for now, what I think we should do is you keep things going for now, because I still have some things to take care of here, and then when I finish what I have to do, we can reconvene.
May I butt in and offer an idea?
What is?
Sure, son.
Which is?
Just my opinion here.
As Faulkner walks up and
You keep some under your direction, Sam. I believe it's rightfully for you to make that choice, but why don't you make a council of sorts? You put half of the shopkeepers on the council, because they were with the common people, and they will have just as much say as the royal families did. And it would be a half and half deal. That way, I think you would keep everything in order as it's been running, but you would have the new input to bring it in the right direction.
I do like that. We could.
You know what I'd say probably might be a little better? Just do the same idea, but just keep the amount of representation.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you take, yes,
2 from your like more royal families and 2 from your higher class.
Are you creating a
That
senate?
type of-
essentially
much.
we're. I was
but like
thinking
an
more
equal
parliament.
Senate,
Like
like
a
not like
Congress.
a.
I was
yeah,
thinking
but,
more parliamentary,
but not done through like political
Mhm.
connections. It's through like your social standing through the world, so that everyone has a fucking say, no matter how like low on the totem pole
Sure.
the team is.
Like a
we'll
representative.
say for travelers and heroes. You got well-grounded minds. I appreciate this input.
I am a king, so it kind of comes with the territory.
Altho, D, Day, Bobby, James. And you see the shopkeep start approaching. And they start to gather around you all too. So, Zukon,
Yes. Excuse me. We have a plan to build a small government here, so that because I can't stay, and I'm also not fit to rule after everything that I've experienced. I just don't think it's something I can do.
and you see as James starts to walk up and, but Samuel, out of everyone here, that's after all the turmoil you went through, how many people turned their back on you? You came in here, risked your life for people that shunned you. You gave the ultimate sacrifice to free them from such a burden. If anyone's on that throne, it would be you.
Do this so you can see it, just so you know
Yeah.
that I'm fucking what's real. I'm like, you can't just show up, overthrow, and fucking a tyrannical rule and expect to just walk the fuck away. It ain't happening today, Chief.
This is my thing. I've already found a new family. I've kind of not more or less moved past this, but I feel like I've closed this chapter of my life with this now.
And the moment you say new family, you hear tapping of wood that grows closer to you, and then feel a tug on the cloak behind you. And you turn and look back. You see the white knotted up hair, an old face, a tiny, and she looks up to you and she begins to squint her foggy eyes, smiles with her missing teeth, and then pulls a wooden spoon right out of her cloak and hits you on the forehead. It's taken you 7 years to come back here. You know what I had to put up with in that house? You know what I had to do? I had to wash that man's feet. And then she starts hugging you. It's been so long, Sam.
I'm sorry.
I'm real glad I got to see you before my time came. And you see Sharon and John start walking up.
Would you like to work for me, essentially?
And she stops to hug a bit and pushes herself
Not
and looks
like
up to
that.
you and raises the spoon slowly.
No,
What'd you say?
I have a shop that I need people to run, and I can just... It's like a free place for you to live. Everything is paid for. You don't have to do anything. You just have to
I
run.
haven't seen you in 7 years and
I
you're
know.
trying to put me in a home. John, were you talking to him? Sam,
I think he's talking about Earl.
she's in one of her moods. She's in the mood. She's in the mood.
Massey's.
Yeah.
I think that's his way of trying to say that he wants to, he wants to keep you close and to spend time with you, right? Because that's mainly where we'll be, so we can put you near us,
As Sharon kind of leans down to Tiny, and you see a little bit of that evening glow you saw the last time you were here return, and she begins leaning down to Tiny. Well, I think you should calm down. We're technically homeless right now. You should probably listen to him. Hi, Sam. Well, please put the spoon away. He did just save everyone. And she starts tucking the spoon back into her sleeve and starts holding her cane again, and she takes out a little handkerchief and starts wiping the blood from the corner of her mouth.
Also,
Will there be a kitchen I can bake in?
I can get one made.
I'll think about it.
We actually do have... I have a kitchen in my
It's a
house.
deal.
All right, cool.
Just get me away from this place. And do me a favor. As she kind of starts leaning you down, then she begins whispering to you. John, back up. Keep the alcohol away from your uncle. Watch out for his friends. Every single time he brings them by, I find stuff missing in my house. Let's go. I could hear everything you just said. Hush down. No one cares about your opinion.
Fire at your life, bro.
If you blame me, he kind of lost it after coming home and shitting himself all night.
Oh, man.
But I do think you should hold some type of seat here. Just,
I can kind of from afar, but it's like...
I don't know.
We have business now. Like,
Yeah,
This-
this is also an important part of it.
And then Grayson starts chunking in. I understand you're tied into affairs. I can do what I can. And I can set my family up, and I've remembered Timothy's ways. It'll take rebuilding, but I think I can cultivate everyone's ideas here into a feasible solution. With the help of every one of you, as he starts to basically wave a hand through the shopkeepers and a couple of the townsfolk.
I'd like to keep John here. He can be my...
Liaison.
Yes.
As John was about to take a sip of a flask and... Wait, what?
Yeah. You're gonna have a job now. I didn't even start drinking yet. What? Whoa. Yeah.
I think that's a good time to stop right now.
Yeah, you're gonna be my liaison here.
The last time I tried to carry out a talk for you, I got the shit beat out of me.
That is true, but you're dealing with different people
But
now.
you do notice his nose is still kind of crooked.
I'm gonna just grab his face and cure wounds. Just
Okay.
fix his face.
It it winds up healing up the swelling and the cuts, but the nose
It's-
kind of heals in place.
Still Owen Wilson.
Son, you're gonna grab it and snap it back.
Oh.
Give me a quick medicine just for how gracefully you grab it. And as the Earth Genasi monk starts walking up to him, puts his fingers around the bridge of the nose.
I thought that was a 6, but it's not.
Just jam some pencils up there.
It is 21.
21.
18
And
plus 3.
John's like, hold on, wait. You guys don't even hear a pop or a click. He just, in a flash, holds his nose and brings it back, and the whole nose is straight. There's a little blood that kind of creaks out a bit, but he doesn't reel back in pain. He just kind of feels his nose and, oh God, I can breathe again. Oh, Sam, you didn't tell me how to heal her in your mists. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Oh God.
Did I not just?
Yeah. That's not. We're not gonna address it. Look, bro. I'm all for a good drink now and again, but you're gonna be talking from my man, so you have to keep it under wraps.
Can I drink after my shifts?
Off the clock.
Off the clock? Okay.
Within reason. If I find out that you have exposed anything that I have told you or anything, I will come for you.
And
I don't care that we're family.
So
give an intimidation as he starts looking at you like, oh, you have my word. And Tiny and Sharon give him a side-eyed glance as they cross their arms and start looking at everyone else and look back at him.
17.
I might start off shaky, but I'll work on it.
I just point
As he
meat
puts
hooks,
the flask back in his cloak.
like
You notice his hand shaking a bit, and Butcher starts
Yeah,
taking a
Butcher.
cigar out, flicks it. Hey.
am I keeping an eye on the lips here?
And he starts grabbing one of his meat hooks, brings it up and starts twisting the point around his thumb and starts picking his nail with it. Looks over at Lips.
I think I can do that.
Good.
Mind if I get her off?
If he starts talking about shit he shouldn't be.
And he gets a wide grin.
You hear that, Jean?
Yeah, don't kill him though, because then I'm coming for you.
Yeah, no murder.
You may be the liaison, but I'm the enforcer. Sam,
much.
can I be this town's enforcer? Just great.
Seems like a stand-up dude. A lot of,
I do it for
Awesome.
free.
Uh,
Just
Kamori's just looking at you a little
actually,
bit
how
weird.
about this? Can I oversee the ports?
Port?
Yes.
hold up. That one's questionable.
I don't know if I can really give.
With some help from Rowan, of course. You know him in his naval
I
days.
can trust Rowan, but how am I supposed to leave the port to a pirate?
Whoa.
And
All right.
and he starts dropping the hook and he starts spreading out his arms like, hey, come on, I'm a trusty guy. Yeah, come on.
Bad.
Do I really need to even insight
I was
check?
going to say,
I know
have
he's
already
lying.
Do it. Inside it.
That's
How low did you
21.
roll?
He's
Oh, 13.
looks enthusiastic and eager to do it. He's definitely, you know, he probably do some shady shit, but when it comes to running docks, he definitely knows his shit.
I'm sure he does, but he knows how to run it all straight into his pocket. That's why.
With the,
Hey,
with the
you
promise
think
that he
about
helps
it.
Hemlok, that might make him stick to that promise and might not
You
be a
think
bad
about
idea.
it. If I'm trying to grease my own pocket line, I would have it running efficiently and smooth, right?
He's got a point.
Here,
That's not.
And I keep it all.
how about this? How about this? I'll let you do it. It has to be for the greater good overall, and I'm gonna come back.
Define greater good.
The entire town.
Look, if I come back here and I
I
see
mean, if
kids eating
imports are
scraps
doing
again,
well,
I'm kicking your ass.
if imports are well, prices are down. Out of gates, get better trade and more fresh stock.
Mm-hmm.
You ever hear of organized crime?
I might have disabled one of the alteration runes.
Who cares?
I was just going to be I didn't know.
I figure we'll be done with all that.
That's not a big deal.
That class is shit. I figure that's all done here.
I'm sure there's someone in this town who can fix that.
I'll let you do it.
And as everyone's standing here talking, you hear thunder begin to slowly well up, and then a storm come in out of nowhere.
Same as man's.
And then you hear it rumble and rumble as a quick flash enters in through the broken stained glass and hits Sam. And you watch his form is brought back, floating several meters off the ground, lightning jutting out of his eyes and dancing around his facial hair and his beard as he's got this tiny sphere around him. Sam, you were there talking to your friends, to everyone in town, and the royal families, and you felt this sudden pulse of electric force. And you're thousands of feet in the air now, nothing around you besides this torn up clouds and lightning and storm and rain. And you don't know where you are, you don't know how the hell you got here.
For me now?
Yep.
I'm just gonna call out like Cord? Question mark?
You feel this.
Hello?
You don't see anything, but you feel this presence surround you. Just this sheer force that something greater than yourself is there.
You did it. You got his head.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to actually bring it to you. I didn't know if that was part of it. You kind of zapped me up here before I got to get it. Do I actually need it?
And you feel suddenly as clouds before you start to jut out and start to form this giant hand that grabs you and that starts lifting you up further, and you watch the clouds and the storm start to form into his face as the lightning begins to dance around the bits of his beard and his hair that begin to loom around this storm.
Now, you think you're worthy. You're worthy to be my wrath. Be my force on that blade.
I think I proved it. Did I not?
What do you think? What do you feel?
Unstoppable.
What is your duty from this moment on?
And he brings you in real close.
What is your purpose?
The pursuit of vengeance. I need to finish what I started.
Who
Golthian.
is left?
Golthian is still alive.
There's another.
The man in the mirror?
The man
Is it?
in the mirror.
I thought it was Golthian. Was it MJ?
If you think his initials are an M and a J, hunt him down. Be my wrath. Be my force. But first, you'll need a tool. You'll need a weapon.
Yeah, this is all I have left. And I just give him like the shaft of
you
the
watch
scythe.
clouds work out and begin to wrap around it and grab it and just hold it there aloft. And he starts to look at it, and you watch it get thrown up and start spinning through the air. As you see on two sides, balls and wells of lightning begin to gather and swell before jutting out and meeting with that hilt there in the center. And as the lightning crashes and forms and begins to retract back, you watch the plasma begin to condense and begin to form a shape as it retracts. And the only thing that's left there, you can see the faint outline of the ring and the hilt, but the rest is just such a bright light. You start looking towards and you begin squinting away. And then as you look back, you see floating before you about a 2 foot long skinny hilt that has a very tight, pristine, braided black leather strap running down it, and a U-shaped crossguard that begins working into one more taped off grip into a double-sided blade that's got a split that starts at the very base of the blade and runs all the way up to the top, as the very point of the blade itself kind of curves down and starts working into a barb and continues down the whole rest of the blade towards the grip. And you watch the pulses of lightning begin dancing around it and begin jolting off the hilt, and you reach out and grab it. The moment you grab it, the lightning strikes you again. You all see another bolt of lightning come crashing in through the stained glass and start striking Sam, as there's a sudden explosion of light and you all are blinded for an instant. And when you guys all look back and the light dims and your pupils adjust, you see Sam there, his hair, his beard, bright white, with this dancing bit of static through it, as he's holding this new greatsword that's pulsing with power.
I'm not with Cool. I just got sent back.
And you start to open your eyes, and you're standing there again, looking at your friends, the family, the royals, and the people in this corridor. You can feel this new power, this new strength surging through you.
And then I just cut my mouth at him and yell like, yeah, there's definitely no way you're leaving here without like some position now.
That was unexpected, but
Can you come down? Mind coming to the floor?
yeah, I should probably do that.
You start willing it, and you begin to slowly gravitate towards the floor, and with no sound but a light tap, you land, and the lightning and sparks begin to, and they slowly begin to dim. Besides maybe every few seconds, you see one through pretty much his like little bit of beard and hair, just
I have a Super Saiyan 2 beard.
kind of.
That's awesome. So, guys,
But his hair's all white now.
You look older.
As everyone that was talking and judging you or was unsure about you is now looking at you, frozen in place, not sure what the hell happened. Something divine just happened before mortal eyes, and everyone's in shock.
Except
There
for us.
might be a hysteric meltdown in 10 seconds.
We're all
I'm gonna just
Can I Fey presence the room to
I
charm
thought we
them
did
from-
that already.
No one made a save, so
Oh.
Sammy, you want to go through your character sheet on D&D Beyond. There's an item in there that you can look for. Just look for cord, and it should pop up in the blades.
nice.
And that is now yours.
charming the frantic people so they don't lose
Okay.
their ever-living minds.
I'll just make a general wisdom save for the populace.
19.
19. I'm going to give them a -7 because general populace. That's a 6, so -1.
So they're charmed. Hey,
They were in
guys,
shock,
It's okay.
and they all start looking at you.
It's okay, guys.
Oh, look at her.
Why are you
Oh
talking
my
like
god. And you notice as everyone in that room start looking over towards Komori like a baby child watching their favorite cartoon.
I mean, I am kind of glowing a little bit, so it's like, look at the shit, look at the keys. All right, everyone, just deep breaths.
Got a hot new sword,
take
I see.
have a seat, have a nice little meal. Everything's fine.
It was like new weapon bros. I just like lift up the staff. Just like,
Sam, I'm guessing that was Cord.
Yeah, so I
Yeah, what happened up there, man?
I mean, I've seen that bubble before.
I see the new.
So I'm no longer
Of course
just Samuel Gaucho. I'm now Samuel Hemlok Gaucho, the Wrath of Cord.
And you start hearing the thunder well up and build.
Yeah.
And then you guys hear a voice begin to slowly form as the thunder begins to pulse through the sky.
Before you stands my wrath. He carries my authority on this plane. All who watch or who may be looking in,
As you guys notice, a quick ball of light just feet above your group is now visible. As a little bit of the lightning from Sam's new sword jolts off and strikes it, and it just disperses.
you will feel my wrath, my vengeance, along with his.
And then the storm, as quickly as it came, begins to spread as you see little pinpricks of sunlight poke through the black clouds and enter in through the shattered remains of that stained glass.
Nothing like having a god on our side, right?
Yeah, does that answer your question?
it's like 6.
I don't think
You checking out this tomb?
Yeah,
I am
Or are we
a
still
little
talking
rough
to the-
right now. I have 9 hit points.
I mean, I'm not great either.
Maybe we rest up and then check out the tomb.
As Benson kind of chimes in, if So you guys wanna... I do know the first couple corridors of this tunnel like the back of my hand. There are a few points that are quiet that we can rest if you want to venture in, or we can do this tomorrow.
Sam, this is kind of your shtick, man. It's up to you.
I've never been here before.
So maybe take a day to mentally prepare yourself. These are the tombs of your family that you've been going into.
So we don't know what
Just
we're going to run
saying,
into down there. It would be
I don't
good
know
to
what
prepare.
things my uncle had prepped, so I don't know if it's one of those things where we have time to wait or something set into motion. I'm not certain of that, so you can take a gamble. Was saying we could either start on our way and start resting there in the caverns, or take a quick break here and then get back to it.
How do I feel after all this happened? Do I still feel drained like I've been fighting? I feel like full rest,
Alive.
long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but this is the reason I say that.
This is immediately after that last bout of combat, so I suggest everyone, especially Kamori, after almost dying, is feeling rather...
Haggard.
I'm feeling great.
Grayak's probably feeling pretty great. Jim's okay. Faulkner's yeah.
I don't
So
feel any different.
the reason I asked that was because we can go in. He said there's these quiet places. I can take watch while we sleep.
I also don't think with that show from the sword, we don't have to worry about being watched anymore from afar.
Right now.
I mean, the sword did just kind of passively strike down a possibly a scribe.
Why don't we
Yeah,
ask
but we don't know if it's gonna keep
Gray,
doing that.
the
True.
little squid boy.
I don't know where he went.
I'll
Yeah,
give
he
perception
kinda
check.
flew around like a balloon.
What?
My octopus.
Yeah,
The
kind of took a
It's
very
gone.
deep breath in to look all
It's just
top.
gone. That's
Gone.
not good.
That's 19.
You look
Kraken,
maybe
it's a kraken.
45 feet up,
That'd be awesome.
stuck
It
to
shows
the
up the
side of a
dumpster.
pillar as it starts to arch into the ceiling. They're
Yeah, I'm
looking
not-
down at you, kind of shifting in circles, not sure if it wants to try to jump or climb. He looks a little scared. He's just...
You have no bones.
And I just look at him and I waved at him. Come on,
Yeah.
right here.
No,
Give
Gray,
a persuasion check.
to pick him up.
Persuasion or animal
Which one do you
handling?
want to do? You want to try to convince him to jump down, or you want Neldre to swoop up and get him?
I'm just gonna try to convince him. Look, this is a personal thing. Okay?
Persuasion
I'll
or
handle it.
animal handling, whichever one.
Okay.
It's a little octopus. If he says no, I can set
Go
them.
persuasion.
All right.
11.
It looks at you. Doesn't do a thing.
All right, then you're stuck up there. Have a nice life.
Neldre flies up, starts trying to convince him to,
They're
Walk
from the
onto
same
him,
creator.
and eventually he hops off the pillar, jumps onto the back of Neldre, and slowly flies down. And then maybe 5 feet above, Grayax jumps off, and you feel a tiny little bloop as he starts walking down the top of your head, right between the eyes, and walks out onto the tip of your snout.
You know, you weren't helpful there. I like crossed my eyes to look at him.
And he's looking back at you and takes another breath and swells up and flexes, but then slowly lets it out this time so it doesn't fly.
No, you need to not just get like goofy. You need to. You know the thing with your tentacles in your mouth when like hold fish in front of you. Can you just do that at will?
You watch as the tentacles stretch out and wrap around your whole mouth and jaw, and you can't open it to speak right now.
And I just nod my head and look excited, like, mm-hmm.
And you kind of feel him like cooing and purring a little bit as he's holding your mouth shut from you saying yes. It's like, okay, good. I'm a good squid. And then he slowly lets it go and goes back to his normal size.
Okay, so we need to work on that with you, okay? When I say big, I need you to let it out.
But maybe we should have your octopus see if the sword is stopping eyes.
That octopus hasn't proven much use in telling of things, has it yet?
Yeah.
Last time you asked him to prove something, he swallowed up and flew like 40 feet away from
But
you.
he looked at Sylvis, spotted the feather like that.
Well, yeah, that was the one time. Yeah. I mean, it's worth a try.
That may be why my lady gave him to us.
Or maybe she just wanted to play with me like a toy, so she gave me an octopus.
I mean, she does
That's
that.
fucking useless, because
She-
she also doesn't like me.
You know,
Don't say it in front of the octopus.
Are we taking a nap or no?
You want to?
It's up to y'all, because I
Yeah, what you guys is planning going forward? You
I
guys
can-
resting outside of the caverns, or are you guys going to begin your journey and find a nice spot to take a rest inside?
I can go inside is fine, and then rest.
And then as you all are talking here, you notice a couple of the townsfolk begin approaching, and they all seem to have taken the bits of food on the table, and they got them wrapped up for travel lunches and bags, and they got a couple bottles of the waters and wines, and they begin presenting them to you. A couple of them begin bowing to Sam as they drop him before his feet, and they thank him. And then a couple of them don't bow, they just look at Sam and nod and thank, and they drop more food off.
I was pretty sure when they started bowing, they're just gonna be like, yeah, we don't do that here. Like, as soon as they started, we're like,
A couple of them look up, oh,
Yeah.
sorry, thank you. And a little girl
Just give it
comes
a
running
quick-
up with a couple of flowers she picked. They're dead, but they're a couple of flowers, and she drops them off there, and she says, "Thank you for not dying," and runs away.
It's a kid. They see weird shit.
You're welcome. That's dark.
I also keep on forgetting that like a few sessions ago I had a goblet given to me by Pan.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you do with
That
that?
was well no that was the one that let you drink for the feasting thing.
Yep, that's the goblet that essentially you get the benefit of a hero's feast.
Yeah.
so we're going in. Or,
Yes.
I vote we go in.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Are
go
you
in.
okay?
As
cool.
Benson
Cool.
starts getting some
I'll
ropes
slam.
tied up, he starts getting draped around his arm. All right, just let me do one thing, and he starts looting through his dad's corpse. Then he starts pulling out a dagger from his belt. It's very oddly made. Faulkner, give me a Arcana check. Arcana or history. You're gonna get different things depending on which one you do.
History
can I
sucks.
ask Silvis
Bunch
for
of
a
it.
top off on health?
Like how much do you bleed?
Like, if you can, because I have Nodre here with me, I get
19
the
for
you have to roll
Arcana.
dice, isn't it?
19 for Arcana. Okay. It's a ceremonial sacrificial dagger. My father always took this when he went down there,
I'll
so
heal you for
just in
27.
case.
Do you have any idea why he carried it down there? I'm guessing it was for a ritual or a key of some
Key
sort.
is what
I just learned a bunch of new things about him that I've had suspicions of to be true. I didn't follow him very far down there, but yeah.
Can I also do a history check on it?
Sure.
Do I know? Have I seen
This would be your forte.
Ooh, history 5.
It's some dark shit, man. So you all begin packing up your things. You begin sharing heals.
Yeah, it was.
Did anyone check? Is there anything worth?
Oh yeah, that woman that hit me. I'm
Mhm.
looking through her stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to mention that.
Eliza,
Um,
who I said I'm sorry to.
Investigation.
She had
Investigation.
magics.
So
Can she
you're
roll the-
looting Thaddeus,
I'm checking. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. and you're doing Eliza.
Okay.
Okay.
I make a 20 on Eliza.
Okay.
I make a 15 or yeah, 15 on that.
You find a few spell components in Eliza's pouch. One of them is a stick that's that's been petrified.
That's
And also a lodestone. One sec. Faulkner and Thaddeus, you find about 35 platinum, 10 gold pieces, and a weird medallion.
Okay. I'll take all of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna head to the front door and say the command word for my boat to fold it up so I can
Okay.
pick back
You
up now.
walk over, the bolt folds up, and you pick it up.
Seeing as everyone else in the group here is all healed up, I was gonna see if anybody else in the immediate area need anything.
You can look around, and I'd say probably knock out another 2 spell slots if you want
Oh
to.
no, I have kill experience, so it's
Oh,
just
okay, then yeah. Okay.
Just kind of
Yeah.
does a d6.
Okay. You start walking through groups, and you start healing off the ones that want to getting some sort of collateral damage, or those that are still in shock, and you begin bringing them back a bit.
I'm gonna waste also a d6 on the guard that's still alive.
The one that was paralyzed,
Yeah,
Okay.
I kept on stinging and be like, I am.
as he looks over to you, and you begin trying to bring your hands to him, and he begins, "Oh, don't get this man away from me! He's a monster!"
Yeah, you know, I did just kind of.
And you do see the little welts on his wrist and hands before they start to vanish beneath his gauntlets. Please tell me that other beast of yours is nowhere near. As Diggory crawls through the patchy bit of hair and starts taunting him with his tail.
Silvus, what did you do to this man?
Horrible things! Horrible things!
I paralyzed him and then had Diggory sting him a whole bunch.
I'm gonna go over to Sam and I'm gonna show him the medallion I found on Thaddeus.
Recognize it?
Give me a history check. History or religion? 18.
Brad, this dice.
It is a medallion that's got the same emblem. You notice the necrotic, decrepit hand holding an eye, and it's got another weird engraving around it. You don't. What languages do you speak?
Common and Dwarvish.
Common and. You don't understand the engraving around it, but from the general scene depicted in the middle, you do notice its ideology towards Vecna.
Can I then take it? Well, I'm gonna ask Sam. I can ask Silvus what he can understand those languages better than any of us. I can see if he knows what it says and hold on to it, or would you like to hold on to it? I mean, it was from.
No, you can hold on to it.
Okay, it's your uncle's.
Sam hands it back, and Faulkner starts taking it towards Silvus.
I just killed the guy, so.
Let's see.
You speak Abyssal, right?
Common, Sylvan, Abyssal,
Yeah.
Elvish.
Okay. You start reading through,
Yeah,
and
Silvus, any idea what this says?
the top ring starts to reference to the time of their lord approaches, and you look on the back and you see the name Orcus 3 times.
I'm not reading it out. I'm just kind of.
Okay.
I'm just because I don't know if it might be like some sort of
Yeah.
incantation. Or that from one of our pals.
As you start to remember when you
Released the
Grey
demon.
Axe read the demon's name backwards, unleashing the barrier and setting it free. As Benson sits there in the hold. So are we gonna get on with it, or? Because I'm
Yes.
jumping down. I've been dying to see what's at the end of this place for 10 years now.
Nebula. Settle out.
And you see the gray clouds start coming in through the stained glass and floats beneath the sun.
She's
He takes a seat on it.
Holding the medallion, do I feel any
It just seems kind of like a necklace, like a just
keepsake of
religious
sorts?
symbol.
I'm just gonna hold it and just begin I'm just gonna melt it.
It does get hot and slowly starts to crack, but as you all start inching your way towards the corridor
Oh yeah, I was just.
and start making your way down, you guys notice as Benson starts tying off a rope, and you see about maybe 100 feet of rope start to get tossed down the cavern that you guys can maybe see 10 feet down, and then it curves off. Might want to hold on to this as you all walk down. Go slow. And there we have it. A tyrant overthrown, another threat to this world removed by the hand of revenge, a name cleared of murder, and closure finally received. We hope that you enjoyed this week's episode of Dungeons on Third. We also would like to thank Michael Gelfi, Veslian Studio, and Tabletop Audio for providing us with the ambient music that we use. Tune in next week to find out how Hemlok's Denzians receive their new king, their new leaders, their new... Let's see what happens. Until next time, Delvers.